All right. So this is part two and also part three of the wide box. So we center. There we go. They are basically the same part. So it's the 3 inch by 2 inch front piece or back piece here, and the 3 inch by 2 1/8 inch front piece here. It's an eighth of an inch shorter because the lid rests on it. And we're gonna draw this one, and then we're gonna cut the top eighth of an inch off of it for the second one, making sure to save it as two separate files. So how do we do this one? Let's start with a new drawing, standard part file. And it is a 2 inch by 3 inch. So 2 inch by 3 inch box. And we're gonna draw a 1/8 by 1/4 an inch pinhole here. That is an eighth of an inch in from the side. And 1/8. There we go. And we're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. Oh, and use some dimensions because that was kind of sloppy. /8. Get this an eighth of an inch up from the bottom and an eighth of an inch in from the side. And last time we didn't do this, but this time we need a center one. I'm gonna start it in the center on both locations, but I'm gonna verify it later. Do 1/4 wide. And let's drop some dimensions here. Let's go eighth of an inch there, that's good. And then from the center to the edge should be 1.5, good. And from the bottom here, it should be eighth of an inch, good. There we are. So those are our pin joints. Now we need our finger joints. If we look at the first piece that we did, we started our finger joints at the bottom. We're gonna start them this time at the top. And start them at the top this time. That's because we want the finger joints to, interlace together. We don't want them to hit fingertip to fingertip. They gotta attach to each other. So we're gonna start it at the top. We're gonna switch back to this rectangle. We're gonna go up here and we're gonna say 1/8 of an inch plus the kef, the thickness of the laser, 1/80th. Oh, and I need to put a dimension there because I should have hit tab. Then 1/4 plus the kef, 1/80. There we go. And then we're going to use a rectangular pattern to select the sides, select the direction. Say we need 4 of them at 1/2 an inch apart. And then I'm going to draw a line in the middle here. We're going to mirror. Hopefully at this point, someone has figured out what I did wrong. I'm not going to go over it just yet. Okay. Then I hit trim. And over here, I trim, 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 trim. And I try to trim over here, and oh no, it doesn't work. It's almost as if I made a mistake that I meant to make. All right. Hopefully you know what mistake I made. The mistake I made, right click, edit pattern to fix it. You need to click over here at the double arrows and unclick associative, or else it's not going to trim. Now you can trim. Hopefully this one trims. And just delete that last line, and I can delete this line. And I can add a design. This is the back of the box. Lovely description. Then we're going to extrude this at 1/8 of an inch. Ta-da. Now, I'm going to save it. Save. Wide box part 2. Ooh, someone already had that. Wide box or wide box part 2. Sure, whatever. And there I have this one saved. Now to get a copy of it without having to start over from scratch, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go up here to File. I'm going to go over here to Save As. I'm going to go over here to Save As again. I'm going to do Save As. And it will save a copy. And I can just change the name to 3. And now it's the exact same part, except it is now part 3. I can hit plus. I can hit double click on the sketch. I can draw a line, trying not to hit that midpoint or else things get a little bit dicey. I can put in dimension in here, which does 1/8. And I am going to go through and first I'm going to delete this dimension here. So this dimension here, I'm going to go delete it. So that when I trim right here and delete that line and delete that line and delete that line and delete this, oh, come on, untrim, escape, trim that, or delete that and trim that. Okay, there we are. And now this is the front of the box. Front's a little shorter for the top of the lid. Ta-da! Front of the box. And then we hit save again so that we have 2 distinct part files, one that is a little bit taller and one that is a little bit shorter, and you can have different dimensions or different sketches, and it all looks good.